There were so many weird things about Cody and David's meeting. And so I'm going to kind of put this all into one video using this comment as sort of a spring point, because that was the first thing that when I watched it the first time stood out to me, was how weird he was about Robin being pretty and her being shy. But I'm going to start even before that. So before they even got to meeting David, Cody made this comment about Robin said, "What if we meet him and he's a real hunk?" What if he is? If it's not a competition, it doesn't matter. But it clearly bothered Cody, the idea that what if she got this better guy? And it's clear that he is viewing all of this through this lens of, this is a competition. This is a competition. So he talks about how he comes in and he's got his beautiful and shy wife. She's very shy. She's not shy with me, but he mentioned pretty and shy multiple times, as though that is how you judge this interaction. And once again, this shy thing is driving me nuts. The first time I brought it up, that they had mentioned it in this season, people were like, well, she could be shy. She could be this. I don't think most people feel that way. People pointed out that her having given birth in a room full of people on TV twice is not usually considered shy. She also is very talkative she talked over people in the interviews, in the panel discussion. Like, we're just not seeing evidence of someone who's shy. But all of a sudden, I don't think they ever referred to her as shy before this season. And I mean like on a season. So if you can think of a time in season 1 through 18 or 17 more so, I'll give you a big old fat gold star, because I can't think of it. The first time I heard him mentioned was in a cameo that he did last year. And then all of a sudden they keep mentioning shy. I guess this is so she doesn't have to talk anymore or do videos. I don't really know. But his shy wife. He also talked repeatedly about her being pretty. What's funny is there was this period of time where he was denying that she was his soulmate. In the beginning, they admitted it. And then somewhere around the time that there was tension around him preferring Robin, he went way back on that. No, she's not my soulmate. How dare you say that we have anything special? But now we're back to the truth, which is, yeah, he does have something special with her, but he's lying about other things. It's very much. But there's a lot of weird things. And it comes in. They actually meet David. One of the first things he says is, "Oh, I heard you've been holding my grandkids," which is like the weirdest possible way to word that, and is such like a, these are my kids. These are my kids. Friggin' hilarious that McKelty, of all people, where David's like, yeah, and McKelty's like, actually, he's done more than hold them. He's babysat all of them alone so that Mom and I can go get mani-pedis. And then she like zooms out of it. And it was the most hilarious thing of the whole season, which is also kind of funny because I'm not even sure if she did that deliberately. I think that was just her being authentic. So McKelty, more authenticity, because it was freaking hilarious. She kind of zooms out. Cody is totally befuddled. He barely speaks for the next section. David alone is trying to prop up this conversation with all these cameras and everyone watching. Cody's not saying anything. Robin's giving a lot of like, oh, that's nice. Oh, and David is like single-handedly trying to carry a conversation, which is incredibly awkward because conversations are not meant to be carried by one person. Eventually, Cody kind of comes around and immediately comes in with some really weird questions, because then he starts saying stuff like, how old's your oldest? How old's your grandkids? And a lot of people are assuming that he's trying to do the math. How old is he? How old is David? Which doesn't even matter. I mean, and I've seen some people say like, oh, it's 9 years, he's older, all of that. I'm going to tell you what, if there's a single man in like his 40s, 50s, whatever, and he is dating a woman within a reasonable age range, big old thumbs up for me, because so many of these dudes you see are like, I'm 59 and I'm in great shape. I should be dating a 20-year-old. And that's weird. And so like the fact that he is going for someone well within the same age range differences between Cody and Robin is the same between David and Christine, from what I understand, roughly. So it seems like either that or he was quizzing him to see if he really knew his kids, which was really funny because David like knew it all offhand. And then David's like, oh yeah, grandkids are so fun. A super common statement that grandparents make. I've heard it a million times. I've never taken it to mean you don't like your own kids. And then Cody immediately comes back with, well, I have a 7-year-old and she's the funnest thing ever, which is kind of odd to have followed up when he was just talking. They were just complaining about the fact that he doesn't have a good relationship with the rest of his grandkids. And it really feels like it's going to cause more problems. Why just the 7-year-old? Why not Solomon? Why not any of the other kids? It just really felt like kind of an awkward putting your foot in their moment, foot in his mouth moment. And I've heard people, the theories being that maybe he was doing that to show Robin how invested he is in her family. Maybe it's to kind of brag that he still has young kids, which is funny because he didn't ask who David's youngest kid was. He asked who his oldest kid was, which is why I think he's looking for how old he is. But this idea of, that it's just everything Kody said to David felt like this competition between them that only Kody was in. And I don't even know in comparison to how Kody acted, Robin was like supernatural in this conversation versus not supernatural, super space natural, in the sense that she had just the exact, awkward conversation you would expect while Kody was sort of spinning out and everything. So everything about this interaction was super, super bizarre to me when it comes to Kody and how he spoke and what he was saying and his iteration of his shy, pretty wife, that he hopes David isn't a hunk, that all of it was weird.